Let me ask you a question. What do you want your business to look like? It's a legit question. I personally have gone through many iterations of being a real estate agent, and I'll tell you about my experiences. Um, Coming up as an individual agent, I put a team together um, with 4 or 5 other agents in the office, and that was back in the day when Keller Williams was first coming around. They used to, one of their marketing things was they would say Keller who, and was their commercial, and some of you probably remember that. And Keller Williams was coming out, and they were the first people to really be big on the team building, and so it was kind of the craze. And later on came like the assistants, which I still don't know what they do. Sometimes they create work that doesn't need to be done if you do things properly when you set stuff up and send it out. So I started as an individual. I ended up teaming up, trying to work with other people and get things figured out. Oh, I just realized I left my mic off. You know what? Just gonna roll with it. So from working with this group of people, I then, after that, I worked on my own again for a number of years. I got pretty good at the game. And I ended up bringing a guy on wanting to build a team. And I wanted to teach him how to do what I did. I wanted to teach him how to make it rain, how to be a prospector. And he tried it. He ended up being my number one. We worked together for like more than a decade, and he was my number one. He had a permanent, I mean, everybody was in a permanent spot on the team, but like he had a permanent spot on the team as like a partner in the team, and the agents were supposed to go to him before coming to me for the solution to a problem. Like he had a management role in the team, and he was a really, really hard worker. And I'll tell you a funny story about when I shined his shoes one time on the way to a listing appointment. So I started out working with him. His name's Martin, and I got him to do the prospecting part of it, and I was going to be the guy to go on the appointments. I was going to be the face, the ego. And he didn't like doing the prospecting, lining up appointments. Most people don't. And I realized that's where all the money is. So prospecting is how you make more money. You got to acquire another client so that you can go through the sales process, which is very easy and regimented. It's how do you acquire that client? How do you beat the other agents in the process and not have to buy the listing where you take it on at a price higher than it's going to sell for, to where you don't get paid for all the time you put into it. A lot of stuff to think about, huh? So he didn't want to send me on appointments. He didn't like doing the prospecting part of it. So I went back to myself. And during this time, I'd outsourced this stuff before. I had companies who charged me a flat fee monthly to book appointments. I had people on an hourly salary who would book appointments. And then I had 3 different things. Well, for dialing. And I always did it myself. That was the other thing. I can't remember right now. It's not really that important. But my point is, I think it was another company that I used. And everybody did things just a little bit differently from what they charged me to how they did the job. And shoot, there's a video in there that I'll make sometime. That's pretty good, about a company that I used. And they did a great job for me, and they delivered me some amazing appointments. Yet other people were very unhappy with how this company did to them, and what the company did to them. And I think there was, at the end of the day, a big miscommunication between the agent and the company and what the expectations were. But like I said, I've never had a bad experience with any prospecting company that I've dealt with, as long as I went into it understanding what I'm working with. If you think that you're just going to ever pay for any type of a lead, that you just call them, they book a time, you show up, and you fill out paperwork, that's unheard of. That has actually happened to me one time in my career, but it's not to be expected. So I go from trying to get Martin to work with me to going back on my own, and I do decent by myself. I'm always good by myself. It's easy peasy. I mean, it's like easy street. You don't have a team to support. And so, but I'm getting ready to have kids at the time, and then so I decided to put another team back together, and so I put the team together, and Martin's leading the team. He's running the team, so that I have the free time to grow the family that I want, and that's really what that was all about. Um, Putting a team together. The last time that I did it, I wanted to have the time off, and I did. I was able to increase the income enough to where I could have up to 7 people working for me. I would book the appointments. They would go on the appointments. They would work the deal from taking the listing, contract to close. Once the appointment was booked for them, I would never reach out to that person again, because I didn't want to break the line of rapport that agent was then in the process of establishing. So, COVID hit, and I realized where the market was going as far as volume and inventory, and I didn't want 7 people to depend on me for their salaries. And not all of them did. Some of them were part-time, but some of them were full-time as well. And so I slowly disbanded the team over the course of about 2 years, and went back to just being a solo guy. And that's actually when I had the idea of kind of making my way out of the business. And I've enjoyed everything for what it's been, and I'll probably always still be around to some capacity, because I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it quite a bit, but I also have a big passion for teaching. So when I was in the military, I was a recon Marine, and before I got out, I was helping run pre-scubas and getting guys ready to go to dive school, and I very, very much enjoyed that. In jiu-jitsu, I help teach kids classes, and to see them come in and start out, on the mat, they don't really understand how to move their body in a manner which allows them to defend themselves properly. But then after they've been there for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, you see them, they look like little warriors on the mats. It's pretty cool, just to see them grow and have the confidence and moving their body the way that it needs to move, to get the moves over on their opponent. So really cool stuff. And in real estate, I've always enjoyed talking about real estate and coaching my team through the problems, and I enjoyed that very much. I enjoyed that more than working through the problems. That's easy, but to teach someone how to figure out how to solve those problems, for me, that's where the excitement comes in. So I'm a teacher at heart. I've got my 2 kids, and my favorite thing to do is volunteer for things or have that one-on-one time with them, whether it's running, riding a bike, or you name it, just hanging out. You're always teaching, in teaching mode as a parent. So anyway, hope this video helped and gave you some ideas on what to think about for the vision you want for your business. And I'm gonna add a little side note to it without going on too much of a tangent. Feel free to let me know. You can reach out to me, email me, or text me. I'm not hard to find. You can Google me. And let me know what you think of all of these assistants out there. My personal take is that the listing agent's realistically doing everything that needs to be done when it comes to communicating directly with the client. So what they end up doing is just kind of getting in the way and doing redundant stuff anyway. They can't put together a notice pursuant, to the home inspection or repair request, if you want to call it that. It's like, let's say buyer agent gets a home inspection done, presents a repair request to the listing agent. And let's say they copy the admin on there. The admin can't take that list and go over it with the seller. That's the listing agent's doing that. So now once it's agreed upon, is the listing agent going to reach out to the admin, tell the admin how to correct the addenda so that it says what it needs to get the seller to sign it and send it back to the buyer agent? No, that's a waste of time. So the listing agent's going to do it themselves and then just email it to the buyer agent and copy the admin on it. So I see more of that happening than actual productivity, where the admin is truly alleviating time. Maybe they help out sometimes on condo docs or like coordinating title, but really, what does that take? If you do it right, your client's the one ordering the condo docs. Just saying. Something to think about. Have a great day.